So this just a mess right here, man. I ain't gonna hold you, fam. You got this screams like queer supervillain. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, all right. So apparently, this is somebody's son with like with nails and hair just laid. You know what I'm saying? The makeup done to the guys, and you know, I guess I gotta respect it because it's like, yo, listen, I came to come to the prom. I know I'm a dude, but at the same time, just give me something that makes people uncomfortable because we got purple. I mean, but why purple? You know what I'm saying? Like why purple of all colors? You know, I mean, like maybe black would have been more appropriate. You know what I'm saying? This figure shape. That's another thing too about I was like, damn, like y'all, like you trans people, y'all be feeling like I don't have the body to be trying to pull some of these looks off. That's because it didn't have to be tight. I see you try to be modest about it. I mean, like, listen, not like Dwayne Wade's son. You know what I mean? He became a baddie. That nigga became a bad bitch, yo. So that nigga really transforms to a bad bitch. I'll say that. Now his trans is different. He transforms to. Y'all see his son lately? That shit is crazy, bro. But anywho, so yeah. So this is somebody's son, and this is like
and by taking him to the prom.
A TikTok. Also, one more thing, too, guys. I want you guys to understand the importance of words and the importance of narratives, right? So, and the importance of who tells a story, and even how this story is being told. So, of course, it's coming from the mom's perspective and whatnot. It says my husband, so they are married. I'm not sure. Y'all live in the same house. I guess maybe he said he wasn't going to come because you're wearing a suit dress. This is a suit. I don't know, man. I just feel like you shouldn't be wearing this if you don't have 8 legs. I feel like this is something you're supposed to wear when you have 8 legs, not just because gay dude. But all right, here we go. But what's crazy is this is a dude. And look how this dude has downloaded all the mannerisms of a woman. These are things that women do. Like you had to learn this. These are things that women do. How he's holding his hands, how he got a fan going and whatnot. Like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And looking away. These are female reactions and mannerisms, son. That is crazy. That is a whole dude right here. Something about this screams Riddler. Very like Riddler-ish. I don't know. I just get villain. I just feel like this is the beginning of like an origin story for a villain. This guy's gonna become a villain. Yeah, I'm so lucky that we don't got no like superpowers in this world.
Don't mess up that makeup, Jabber.
And look how excited all the women are. He don't look happy at all. He don't look happy at all. Matter of fact, hold on. Now he got a closing one. Now let's put on this whole suit here. Shit, a little crazy.
Wait. Let him fall on the floor. Let him fall. Let him fall on the floor. Poor
baby. They try to keep him from running his makeup.
Hold on.
I guess we'll see enough of this. Let's go ahead and react. That's enough of that. Let's go ahead and just say our thoughts on this real quick. Man, listen, man, I feel for that brother right there. I mean, I know he's let down. Goodness gracious, like family, because first of all, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, because when men have sons, man, you have a vision, you have an idea of like a relationship that y'all can have. And it's not even so much about what your orientation is about. Like with someone like this, you can't have like a regular conversation with this kind of person, right? Not only that, like real talk. No, what I was thinking about earlier was about how like, and again, people can do what they want to do. But what's interesting is it seems like when I look at like the actual outcomes that like queer people have and whatnot, and also in same-sex relationships And of course, I think there's still some people probably who are on the down low, like women on the down low and men on the down low, right? But while I think about that, right, like the whole concept of being on the down low is like to a certain degree, those people seem to have more of an actual like good life, because it seems like there's always a lot of drama and issues and problems, and it's a lot of like getting people to adjust to you. And hey, listen, you can't help your sexual orientation. I'm not saying you need to change that, but I always look at like what their outcomes are, what their attitudes are. Like I always point out, like, yo, like for the most part, a lot of us don't really like. If you really think about it, right? Especially if you're a straight man, a lot of straight men can't say they've had pleasant interactions with like queer people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always like it's like the socially acceptable thing to be either socially awkward or seem as though you have this mindset of like, basically like straight man bad, straight men like it's us and the women versus straight men, and it's like, not really, not really. For the most part, y'all, it's a hierarchy when it comes to this whole thing. Straight women are at the top of the hierarchy, all right, just at the top of the hierarchy, because they can support because they can like support, influence, and the other like queer people and stuff like that, and how can I say, like other non-white groups. Other like non-white people really be following white people. You know what I mean? Like they really, there's like a weird authority that they have. But anywho, when I see this clip, man, I think I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, hey, if according to these folks, this is what's going on with them, and this is what they want to do, and whatever and whatnot. But I guess like when I watch this, right, I'm listening in the background. That's female leadership. What you heard in that background, that video, that's female leadership. This is what a female would encourage. That's why it will always be a mess when women are raising kids on their own. If you were raised by your mother and just your mother, and you came out good, and you don't have like problems, or you don't have self-esteem issues, and you became like genuinely like successful, yeah, it's because it's tough. It's tough with just your mom, because your mother's leadership will always be limited. You need both. You need your mother's nurturing, where she could just excel in that. Not that your mother never has a leadership role over you, but you need without the management of a man. That's why it's called management. There is no success. There was only success in masculine leadership and structure. You know why? Because when men first of all, men commit to the point where we have something called the real man argument. What's the real man argument based on? The real man argument is based off the idea of what a real man does. And what does a real man always do? He always does what the women and kids want, especially in modern times, to the point where we have required more and more and more and more from men, all while requiring less respect from women and children. The children are more disrespectful than ever, to the point where people don't want to be teachers because they don't want to deal with your children. Because we have more single mothers than ever. Keep it 100. My mother loved me and whatnot. My mother couldn't give me no consistent structure that worked, because my mother didn't have leadership skills. Mom was having a hard enough time managing her own mental health. And this was the 90s. So we had no words for this stuff. We didn't understand what was going on there. You understand? So she wasn't able to give me like a structure. At the time, I didn't really understand that, what I was dealing with was like, this is what goes on when it's not a 2-parent household and a 2-income household. Because I wasn't in a 2-income household with my mother and father, we didn't have the most stable living. That's just what happens. It's just going to be chaos, right? But not only that, and again, not that all women are raising their kids. I'm sorry. Not that all women are raising their kids to put on dresses and stuff like that. But in terms of how people come together, your life is so much harder. If you listen to your mother, your life is going to be harder because again, her leadership will always be limited. Because I'll say this, all right, when it comes to your mother doesn't have the killer instinct. Your mother doesn't have the will to off somebody, the will to kill somebody, you know what I'm saying? Or the will to do exactly what has to be done in that moment, all right? This is something that only that men are built to deal with high pressure situations and situations that may result in self-sacrifice, and we're built to have the bravery to jump into action, because people always want a man to continue to jump into action or continue doing what he's been doing. I noticed that, right? But anywho, like the other day, right, I was party to a conversation where there was a brother sharing this. Basically, he was having a really horrible time. I mean, with his kids. Now, he hadn't been around his kids. He'd been supporting them financially all these years. We never been around them. And their mother is mentally ill, and she's not able to support herself right now, and able to take care of herself because of her condition. So basically, he's been having a lot of challenges, but challenges to the point where physical threats and physical endangerment, and also the peace in the household. No matter what, yo, nothing is worth the peace in your household. I don't care who it is. You don't owe nobody that. Right? And one of the women from our group showed up and whatnot. And it wasn't a negative conversation, but being as though it was black folks having this conversation, you can feel the tension in the room, because all the black men were like, is she going to step on this conversation? Sorry about that, guys. So basically, but you can feel the tension because the tension was coming from whether or not she was going to step on, or basically do what women do, where she takes advantage of the fact that you're going to listen and fully engage and try to understand. And what happens to a lot of men is that women will, if your story involves a woman doing you wrong, they will try to retell your story. Okay? They will try to retell your story or basically reinterpret the story. And it's very, very like disrespectful, because they'll do it for like conversations or situations that were like very hurtful to you. I mean, I remember I had a conversation with a homegirl of mine a year or two ago, right? So anyway, so the conversation didn't go that way. I'm sorry. As far as there was no conversation, I'm not going back and forth. But that's something that goes on, where if there's a woman involved in the story, that woman will find a way. So either whether she's doing it passively or joking, but she'll kind of come to the defense of that woman. I remember I was telling my homegirl about basically like it was a horrific situation, and the first thing she asked me was, "You must have done something, or what you do?" I'm like, what? Man, that's not fucking funny. Like, it was the equivalent of having a homegirl say, "Yeah, then he punched me in my face," and I'll say, "Well, what you do?" You know what I'm saying? Even though that is a valid question, you know what I mean? But like, if she told me a story of like, yeah, basically this went from 0 to 100, and I got punched in my face, I will look crazy trying to retell the story, trying to shoot him bail, whether I disagree or not. I will look crazy defending the guy. If the dude was talking about beating her up or beating her behind, if I not even talking about it, if I tried to defend or come or ask questions, it would just be because it is insensitive. Because this person is telling you about basically what was a stressful situation for them. Always listen when you interact with people, right? Understand. Always be aware of when something is important to somebody, right? And understand the importance of how and when you engage with someone in a topic. If it's important to them, engage with them in a positive way. If someone's sharing something with you, try your best to engage with them in a positive way, in a way where they can walk away feeling as though they got something out of it, not feeling as though you're trying to tell their story for them because you don't like the story. Because what it basically is like, yo, like when women don't like your story, they'll tell themselves because it's not really to retell your story to you. They're telling themselves that story. Okay. So, and when I realized in the conversation I was being made part to, now the sister didn't say anything wrong, but she was giving women advice. And maybe didn't realize it. Like what she was saying was kind of universal, but men and women have way different roles What men don't understand, and this is why I don't buy into the whole when women write stuff in their profiles on dating profiles. You don't date men with kids. You'll date me. You'll date me. If you met me in person and experienced me in person, no, you'll date me. Y'all will, if y'all like a man, if y'all like a dude, and guys maybe it's hard to deal with because it brings your options down. Understand this: it is different for men she actually likes. She's going to tolerate a lot. Again, women, because women have a lot of basically they can tolerate things. That's why you'll be able to see women with terrible men who ain't got nothing going on. But women can endure anything. So that's why don't ever buy into this concept of she can't deal with you having a kid. If let's say you're a single dad, yeah, she can. You may not be able to get supermodels and like the youngest, hottest girls and whatnot, but you can still get it. If you're an attractive guy and you got emotion and whatnot, she can deal with you. She can definitely deal with you. Most definitely. I'm like, because why not? She's not raising your kids. She don't got to pay for your kids. She's not raising your kids. On the full extent of what she might be doing in their life is maybe watching them for a couple hours here and there, and or watching your child for a couple hours here and there. Get them a ride here. These aren't really things where like, you know what I'm saying? Because where it would be stressing her out and putting a lot on her. That's one thing. If like you have full custody and it's a small child that needs a lot of care, and that's something totally different. We're like, yeah, they would have to kind of really be mom. But if this is someone that's at your house for 3.5 days a week and whatnot, and comes over an extra day here and there, that's not really disrupting your life, especially like when you have your own space. You know what I mean? Like, no. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Now, when you deal with someone who got their own kids, and then like I have like a whole party going on here, it gets a little tricky. All right, man. Let's move on to the next topic. Man, yes, I feel for that father, and I'm praying for you, brother. Our next topic, for whatever reason, is Lizzo and Young Miami. So Young Miami had made a comment on the Shannon Sharp show about